A lot of times we don't see what's actually going on in our lives. And so my question to you is this, is as Christians, how are we supposed to take this idea where we might have the wrong perspective? We might have the wrong viewpoint. And how do we translate that in a way where we start to love people? Because again, the root of the issue is not that we're judgmental people, but the root of the issue is that we lack love. And the first way to really genuinely address this issue of judging others is having a perspective of love. The second thing I want to talk about is ownership and responsibility. We have to take responsibility for the things that we face, for the things that we see in our communities. Why? Because the moment we start to take responsibility and ownership for things that even might not be our own personal problems or issues, that is how we express love for people. Love is so much more than an emotion. Love is so much more than just feeling and just wanting to be a part of this infatuation towards a certain object or certain being, whatever it may be. Love, genuine love, it's a commitment. Genuine love is a sacrifice. Genuine love is saying, even though it's not my problem, because it's your problem, and because I care about you, because I love you, right? Because of those things, I'm down to take responsibility and ownership and stewardship because I love you. And lastly, it's this, and it all points back to this. It's this idea that we genuinely care. The reason why I believe perspective, ownership, and ownership, responsibility, and a genuine love is the way we combat this is because that's exactly what our Lord Jesus Christ demonstrated for us. Did you know that God had every right to judge us? Right? Because when we're talking about what is right and what is wrong, when we're talking about sin versus holiness, when we're talking about relationship with God, all of us, we need to understand this one fact, that you and I, we deserved our own judgment. That based off our actions, based off the things that we're doing, if we are solely focusing, right, on what's right and what's wrong, we deserve not to have a relationship with God. We deserve the punishment of death. We deserve everything that comes our way. If God, it was a God of judgment. But God is not a God of judgment, but God is a God of love. And by judgment, I don't mean what God does, but by judgment, I mean his hatred. God doesn't hate you. God, he loves you. And because he loves you, he did these three exact things for you and I so that we could see, right, that he loves us and he will not judge us for what we do or who we are or what we've done. Think about the life of Jesus Christ. When Jesus Christ, when he was going around from synagogue to synagogue, town to town, preaching, healing the sick, what did it say? That Jesus Christ himself, he saw all the need and his heart broke. His heart broke. And then he turned to his disciples and he said, the workers are few, but the harvest is plenty. You know, when Jesus came, even though the promises of God were spoken from the beginning, when Jesus came in the flesh, those things that were promised became fulfilled through his life. For 3 years, Jesus was doing ministry, healing the sick, raising the dead, sign after sign, miracle after miracle, teaching after teaching. But even then, it wasn't enough. Even then, there were haters. Even then, there were people that didn't believe his message. Even then, there were people who were destined to face their judgment. So what does Jesus do? Jesus, he takes ownership and responsibility. He took what was once ours and made it his own.